I want to do a donut, if I want to just go crazy like how it is right now, matter of fact, let's do it. Alright, gang, y'all know we had to talk about it, man. What we got to talk about is that ZR1X, man. Should I trade my ZR1 for the ZR1X? Let's talk about it, gang. Numbers as of January 13th, Chevy released on YouTube how the ZR1X performed on the drag strip, and may I must say, bro, gang, listen. They stated that it was gonna be a under 9-second car, right? Under 2 seconds for the 0 to 60. Well, the official numbers are in, boys, and that car came out at 8.6 quarter mile at 159 miles per hour. I'm gonna show the clip right here, gang. And not only that, 1.6 seconds 0 to 60. Like, what are we talking about right now? That is Hypercar. Honestly, that's not even Hypercar no more. That car is in the territory of its own, man. Like, as far as being a straight line animal, now you picking fights with the GTR, a built GTR, gang. Bro, Chevy is on top right now, gang. From the Stingray all the way to the ZR1X. The only one that has controversy still is the E-Ray, but if you like the ZR1X, why would you not like the E-Ray? Like, bro, Chevy is on top, gang. Like, let's talk about the main differences, right? My car, the ZR1, ZR1X. That's my sibling. But shit, how them numbers spinning, bro, that's probably big, bro. Oh, I don't know if that was a GT Mustang game, but I just see a little bit of content. What the fuck? Get him a little show, gang. I'm all for the people, man. A car enthusiast is still a car enthusiast, no matter what you drive, man. If you got a passion for cars, you can always sit at my table. Real talk, man. But back on topic, gang. I'm gonna say a couple things that I like about the ZR1X, and I'm gonna say a couple things that I personally just don't like. You know what I mean? Mind you, it's the same car. Outside the fact that it has electric motors in this section here, right underneath this section, it has batteries that propels the front two wheels to essentially give it all-wheel drive mechanics. Same engine. Bro, I love those turbo noises. Gang, same car. No matter how you look at it, it's still the same car, right? But it's all-wheel drive. So what does that mean? You must say consistent times. Consistent times. Consistency, gang. And all of that matters, bro, because what separates that car from mine is, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I'm at a red light, ZR1X to the left, ZR1 to the right. As you know, who's gonna take off better? Who's just gonna shoot out like it's a cannon? The ZR1X. So that's a huge disadvantage for the ZR1. However, I think it will pick up the pace on a road race. Let me explain why. And I know some of the gearheads is gonna probably fry me in the comment section. Just my perspective, right? Obviously the ZR1X weighs heavier because of those motors, this section right here, right? So with you having that extra weight, despite the extra power, I feel like on a road race, it's a disadvantage. Because when you compare drag times, time slip that he broke the world record on this platform, and you look at pretty much the initial launches, the 60 footer and stuff like that, and compare it to the ZR1X that Chevy just came out with, there's your difference. So obviously you don't have to worry about any kind of spin in the ZR1X. But on a road race, even though you got the extra power, you also heavier. So I would really be curious to whoever get a ZR1X, I would love to race in Mexico side by side, how that would be. 60 roll, 70 roll, whichever. I would love to see how that will be in ideal conditions. Because I'm not gonna lie, gang, I think the results will be closer than y'all think. But outside of that, right, it's all-wheel drive. Now, personally, I feel like I would have more fun in my car. And the reason being is because it's rear-wheel drive. If I want to do a donut, if I want to just go crazy like how it is right now, matter of fact, let's do it. If I want to just go crazy like that, I want to feel that feedback. I want to feel that tire losing grip just a little bit, just a tiny little bit, gang. I want that response, the responsiveness, right? In the all-wheel drive, it's just gonna be la 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 la, boop. It's kind of like driving my Tesla, right? I know what it's capable of. I know the power that it has, and I know that straight line is an animal. It's different with the ZR1X because it's on the track. It's gonna be just about the same. But speaking of the track, let's compare the Nürburgring times, right? Obviously, the ZR1X edged out the ZR1, but it wasn't by much. Considering that you're comparing 1064 horsepower to 1250, it wasn't by much. Now, don't take what I'm saying granted, gang. I understand that seconds, precious seconds means a lot on a Nürburgring time. I'm not discrediting that performance of that car, right? But I'm just saying, gang, like, to have the feedback and the rawness, in my opinion, that matters more to me than that all-wheel drive. That's just me personally, though. Now, if you prefer just to make content or just to be a straight line demon, God bless you, bro. I just want the feedback as a driver. I just feel more engaged that way. Look at that nut. I just feel more engaged that way. That's just my personal preference, though, right? But outside of that, it looks the same. Why would I get a different one? It costs more money. And ultimately, they're both incredible cars. They are both incredible cars. Let that sink in, bro. If you are very fortunate to get one of these animals, shout out to the man above. Because not everyone can say that they got a ZR1, man. Not everyone can afford a ZR1X. yes, it's going to be dealerships that obviously saw what you just saw as far as those numbers. They're going to price gouge it. I'm just be honest with y'all boys. That's just the reality of the business. No one complains when Ferrari does it. No one complains when Porsche does it. No one complains when Lamborghini does it. I get it's a Chevy. It's American made. It's still a Chevy though. Even the GTD gang, they do it. Now y'all Mustang fanboys, I'm sorry man. I don't know what to tell y'all. Again, God bless you. I just don't know what to tell y'all. Because y'all don't got a car that could compete with anything Chevy has right now. You just don't. But I do like the rawness of the GTD. I love the supercharger. I love it. Love it. Y'all just don't have a car that can compete with ours. It's just the facts, man. Don't argue with me. Once again, argue with your mama. God bless you. But, boys, I love everything about my ZR1, man. Would I say that I would trade mine in, even if in ideal conditions? I mean, let's just say money wasn't a problem, right? Would I go $250,000 on a ZR1X when I already have a ZR1? Probably not, gang. Probably not. Just because it just don't make sense. Content purposes is probably the only reason why it makes sense, but that's not. I didn't buy this car just solely to make content, gang. I want to share my experience with you guys. I always wanted a Corvette since I sold my Camaro back in 2021. I've been saving up for this car, bro. This didn't happen by accident. Ultimately, I wouldn't trade it in for the ZR1X. That's just me personally. I just wouldn't. I just don't think it fits my lifestyle. Because I have bikes, bro. If I want to really go crazy, I got bikes to do that. But if I really want that straight line power, why would I not just get an H2 and build it up? It's gonna feel, that feeling is gonna feel even crazier on an H2 than it will on the ZR1X. I tell you guys all the time that these cars, despite it being 1,000 in that rear, is very, very stable, gang. Like, it controls the speed so well where you're not going to panic mode. Yes, my palms still sweat. That ain't gonna change. Because I'm still getting used to it. But regardless of that, it's still 1,000, bro. And I'm not sure if y'all boys peep, but they start, if Chevy really unlocks these platforms, Z06, ZR1, and ZR1X, bro, y'all, like, who's gonna mess with those cars? Stock for stock, they're crazy. But that just shows you that, I guarantee you, if a customer takes that ZR1X and do like what Drag Times did, I guarantee you that 8.6 that they claim will be even better. I don't know why. Even though I felt like the launches was clean, I just feel like with Chevy always messing with the numbers, man. I just feel like they always messing with the numbers. But I think that was the first time they actually showed consistent runs, like back to back to back, like demonstrating how they got to those numbers. So I may take that back, man. Low wing specs obviously are the top dogs, gang. Y'all keep saying like, oh, high wing, but actually the low wing, like what I have, is the car to go for. You get the better top speed, you get the better drag race results, and you're just faster overall. Unless you're on a track, then that matters, gang. That downforce is absolutely needed when you're dealing with that kind of power. But just like a normal street run, like what I do, where I just punch it, woo! Just like that, bro. I'm telling you, gang, it's a big difference. But I don't want to be a chatterbox too much, gang. I just want to give y'all my perspective on that video that Chevy came out. If y'all like the video per usual, gang, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment what y'all think about it. Let me know what your thought is. Because ultimately, if your boy can keep this car, get an H2, and get that SBJ, man, I don't need nothing else, man. God is all glory to God. Your boy don't need nothing else. We just gonna keep striving for that, man. We just gonna always set those goals up high, man, so we can just continue to work hard each and every day to attain what we want, bro. That's the mindset, gang. Start off with a win each and every morning. Love y'all for life. Y'all be easy, gang. Let's get it, man. Shoo!